What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Tonight is part 3 of the series of movies I did not make a review on as we head into another weekend packed full of movies. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. Thank you all to those that have subscribed so far. Make sure you follow all my social medias that'll be posted in the video. And without further ado, let's get into it. As you can see from the title and the pictures on the screen, we are going to be covering Bad Boys Ride or Die. Now, going into this movie, I have always been a big fan of the Bad Boys series, Bad Boys 2 being my favorite. However, I will openly admit that this movie right here may have passed Bad Boys 2. Now, in this movie, we get to see Mike and Marcus go on their adventure in Miami, and really, they are trying to clear Captain Howard's name from some crime that people say he committed before he died. But ultimately, as the movie goes on, you kind of see where that goes from. Now, in this movie, you really see Armando, which is Mike's son, come into play and play a large role. So a lot of it centers around Armando helping Mike and Marcus find out who is really responsible for these crimes being committed and the goal of clearing Captain Howard's name. Now, as the film goes on, there is a ton of action. There is a ton of comedy. It is a movie that is very enjoyable. I know the critic score on this film is around the 65% range. However, I personally do not feel that that is accurate. Now, I think the one thing that makes this movie stand out as much as it did was the action, but the well-timed comedy when needed. Ultimately, we see Marcus go through an issue, and he thinks that now he can see death and all of these things happening and these visions. And ultimately, he kind of allows that to flow in his comedic aspect. I am a big fan of Martin Lawrence, and I love him in this film. Will Smith, obviously, a lot of controversy surrounding him from the slap heard around the world. But I feel like this movie did the Bad Boys series justice. Now, when it comes to overall the performance and the feeling of the movie, I felt that the audience in the theater that I was in absolutely enjoyed it. I saw this movie twice while it was in theaters, and it is a movie I actually just bought since it is now released on digital. With this movie, as I said, for me, it is right up there along with Bad Boys 2. And so for an overall rating, to me, this movie is around a 4.5 out of 5. It is a movie that I could watch over and over again. It's a movie that's hilarious. I think one of my favorite parts in the whole film, and everybody has seen it by now, is Reggie, because Reggie goes off in the movie. He shows that he is a Marine, he is a warrior, and he's not the little boy or the young man that we've seen in the previous film. So seeing Reggie there made this film even better. The ending was absolutely hilarious with the grill. And so I really feel like it just tied this whole movie together. Now, with this movie, this is one of those where I feel like you get a little bit more enjoyment out of it than you did in Bad Boys 3. I was not a big fan of that film, but like I said, Bad Boys 2 is number 1. This is probably 1A. Then it goes number 1, the first one, and then the third one. So if you have not seen Bad Boys 2, I highly recommend going and seeing it. By now, you should have. But it is now out on digital. I have purchased it. I'm going to probably watch it here again tomorrow after practice. Make sure you subscribe, follow along, and I will talk to you all later.